Florida, the teachers in Florida, anti-dicks.
Here it is. What do you know? Get your ass to Mars. Mission. Wait. 15. Counting? 14. 15. I am the J Tyler. You gotta have time to masturbate.
Well, I think it kind of speaks for itself. He just goes completely anti-science.
I see money for naughty favors. Where's that mushroom toy? Because that mushroom head seems to get in the way.
I'm a good girl, I am.
She's what the kids would call a slut. It's a terrible thing to say that, but apparently there's no denying she was one.
I want to apologize to all of you for what happened in there. In our competition for ratings, we all lost sight of why we got into show business in the first place.
Yeah, titties and beer.
I guess he's not being charged.
Oh, hey everybody! You know what that means? Welcome to Nothing Yet Live. I'm J Tyler.
I am your Ms. Parker.
All right. So I get weird ads, which I then some reason can't find later. This is Thursday. Yesterday I went to the Pinnacles. Cool.
Just back to the ads thing.
Dick-shaped rocks.
I am not convinced that you're not hallucinating. Is that the right amount of negatives there? Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. But yes, please do share about the too many dicks in nature.
Also, if you want to check us out on Twitter.
Yes.
We are at Real Burger Kink.
I was having a hard night the other night, and he kind of took my mind off of things.
Paige and I were hard at work. I was like, dude, we think we get this.
So we have a new Twitter handle, or he started it. It's called @RealBurgerKink, and I've put it in the Facebook description.
That's right.
Burger King.
Oh, he sounds so cute when he says it.
That was,
You want something?
that was Madison Cawthorn's contribution.
Burger King.
Burger Kink, where you really can have it your
We got
way.
something special for you in the next segment, Dick of the Week. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about another couple of fucking little douchebags. Look, you guys all know that guy, TJ Miller. He's the guy that is like, he says like he's in the Deadpool movies. It seems like he plays the same guy in every movie where he's just like the guy that's like, oh, you look like an avocado that fucked another avocado and shit like that. Like
So people write funny material for him, and he repeats it, and
So-
people think it's funny.
Adam Corolla and he started a fucking show called Truth Yeller, which is like borderline. Like we were
They've
looking,
been watching us because that's what we do.
we've been looking for a clip where Adam Carolla is like, I'm not racist, but I'm on the fence.
Spectrum.
Or I'm on the spectrum, he says. Yeah. And I'm like, that means you're fucking racist, bro. Like there's only like not racist and racist. There's no like spectrum. But he's offering this idea on this show that if you're on the spectrum of being racist, that's okay.
Okay, here's the thing. Little devil's advocate here. I do think racism is kind of a spectrum, and I think everyone is kind of on it.
I think people are prejudiced, like fuck. But
yeah,
like,
okay.
I can be prejudiced against an individual. But if I lump in a whole fucking group of people with said individual, then that becomes fucking racist.
Well, I think prejudice is a normal human response.
Well, yeah. I don't like you. Go away.
Or I assume that you are this way. You are white, and therefore you like figure skating. That's
stereotype.
Well, but it's kind of a prejudice.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm going to take you on an ice skating date because I know that's what you like.
I think, yeah, it's like sort of like, oh, black people can't swim or something. Yeah, that's a stereotype.
That's derogatory.
That's a stereotype. Yeah.
But being racist, I think, takes it a step further. It's where you're disparaging. But sometimes prejudiced thoughts can be on the border of racist. Mm-hmm. And I do think there's a spectrum, but coming out and saying I'm on a spectrum and that's okay, that kind of tells me
that means you're bordering on being racist.
That tells me that you are making a joke about the fact that you're probably pretty damn racist. And he kind of proves it here. So let's listen to this.
TJ Miller.
Yeah.
It's out there. What is going on? Was there a tiny dwarf that was going to try and rape another dwarf? So,
let's just throw in a dwarfs raping each other. What is it with these fucks and being obsessed with sex? Whether it's dwarfs, like this guy is a fucking clown shoe. He's a one-note act. This is all he fucking does. And so why
And
not?
it sounds like other people write his stuff
Well,
as
no, he's actually great at improv and ad-libbing, but he does one thing. He has one shtick. You know, that, dabbing. But yeah, it's like it looks like watching a dwarf try and rape another dwarf.
Yeah, and that's
Fuck,
funny.
is that funny? Like,
That's all I am is just callbacks to your act. That's all I care to do. So what do you think it is?
So it's the using the Greek alphabet for the virus.
Yeah, Greek and Latin language requirements, or Greco-Roman boner loser wrestling.
okay, that's about as fucking funny as.
Okay, Greco boner loser fighting. That, I mean, I guess that could be funny. I have no idea what the hell that means.
Well, the punchline is
Going with the COVID ants.
Why do you think? Why is that problematic?
Well, I did hear some story that they skipped over a couple letters because
dude, this is two middle-aged guys giving a fucking seminar. I'm not hearing a lot of laughter. I'm no expert on being a comedian.
Well, the laughter
Kind
comes
of,
later because that's when they're supposedly dropping the real funny bombs. But
dude, this is a big crowd, decent crowd, and they ain't laughing, and they're there for this.
yeah,
right?
and they probably can't follow it. It's weirdly
TJ Miller points out in the crowd that somebody's wearing an anti-vax shirt and sort of makes fun of him, which is like, so he's playing second fiddle to Adam Corolla on this show where he's just like, he's being fucking, Ed, who was Johnny Carson? Ed.
I can't remember.
I know,
They've
right?
all got one.
Yeah, exactly.
the Chinese minister, the Chinese president, his last name started with the first two letters. So there's already a little controversy because I think they skipped one, and it's all COVID.
Okay, so stop it. So
I'm waiting for a fucking punchline, bro.
So his definition of funny here is that the woke people made us skip the letter.
Dude, I seen
No,
him.
wait, I'm not done.
I'm sorry.
It made them skip it. They had to skip letters because they didn't want to offend the Chinese president, because after all, he caused COVID. And so the woke mob doesn't want to admit that.
We're gonna get to in a sec.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sure you forgot what you were going to say, but I was going to forget what I was going to say if I didn't finish my point. So
I'm waiting for a fucking punch.
Last summer, in April, faculty approved changes to the classics department, including the elimination of the classics track.
okay, so I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest that elimination of the Latin and Greek language requirement in the country, but on the West Coast, it was considered an Ivy League at the time.
Yeah, property of a fraternity, right?
No, actually.
She went to Butter Churn U.
Well, yeah. And at Butter Churn U, you could be a Russian lit major and not know any Russian. You could be a German lit major and not speak any German.
Or be a Nazi.
Well, you can be German and not be a Nazi.
I heard that somewhere.
Yeah. Well, you're not racist.
No.
Spanish, well, everybody knows some Spanish, but you get my point.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to encourage more people to declare that major, and that universities do like to screen people who are entering a certain major. We called them elimination courses, where, if the course was too difficult, it would screen out people who wanted to major in that thing.
Look, I can think of one person that went to school for exactly what they wanted to do and then is doing it. One fucking person.
I know of one other person who's even more specialized than that person. She majored. She was a she.
What do you want?
No, that was your date last night.
Oh, God.
That was your date, honey.
Hey, we don't kink shame here. At
No,
KRRT.
we don't. Was I shaming?
Here at KRT.
I know somebody who, when I was working in the chemical dispensing industry, she was a chemist.
The chemical dispensing.
She was a chemist working for SC Johnson, making cleaning chemicals, and she got a degree in cleaning chemicals. I mean, it was so specific. It's hard to imagine she would ever work for anyone else, but
Right.
it was pretty shocking. It was more specialized than what you're talking about.
Right.
So
Tell us more.
she wasn't making those kinds of chemicals.
Yeah.
He's trying to pull up. For those of you who aren't familiar, this is probably the best show ever made on television. Breaking Bad.
Altered Carbon. We'll go. You have to argue for that. Movie fight. Breaking Bad or Altered Carbon?
Series fight.
Well, okay. Fine. Ugh.
Okay, so did we want to play more of that segment? I think
we can
there's
finish this off
yeah.
too.
Intermediate proficiency in Greek.
This
or
is the
Latin
dude.
to enter the concept
Am I at a TED Talk? I
I
thought this
know.
was a comedy fucking show.
I know.
And there has been so much racism against Greek people. Oh yeah.
Sure, ASMR.
Being buzzed.
And against Latin.
It's Adam Corolla up there
Latinx.
trying to make us laugh.
And so you don't have to know, they speak English, they speak Spanish, you don't have to know Latin, the Greek, which is the original language of Latin.
Boo! Did they just boo fucking Latin?
And
Hello,
so
you're
you don't
speaking
have
it.
against Latinx. And so you don't have to know, they speak English, they speak Spanish, you don't have to know Latin, the Greek, which is the original language of Latinx. You know, my dear friend.
And he's just sitting there looking like he made the best joke.
Has to run serpentine to the mailbox because she is of Grecian descent.
Yeah.
And they're hunting them like wild dogs.
All the time
in
they
the
go,
streets.
Hey, why don't you lose the R, you geek? You Greek geek? I get a lot of that. Guys, I'm just going to
Can I just say this though, TJ?
This is not funny, and we're gonna kill this because this is bullshit. TJ Miller, man, I'm disappointed in you. You're a fucking one-trick pony. And
I thought we had to be funny.
yeah, I haven't. I mean, I've heard a little giggle and stuff. I've heard people straight up
I
belly laugh
tripped
at our
that I'm
show.
not funny.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be funny.
These
And
guys are pros, and look, hey, look, if you guys want a TED Talk on, this bullshit.
TEDx would say no to this. They'd be like, what the fuck is this even about?
Adam Carolla is like, I didn't graduate high school. It's like, or college. It's like,
He said,
or
I didn't go to college.
Right. It's like, no fucking shit.
Yeah, dumbass.
God, then don't speak.
And you're glorifying
Like,
that.
I'm gonna
you don't brag
I'm
about
going to
that.
speak on a bunch of stuff, having nothing about like, history and gone into it, gone through the system. I knew a guy who was a frat guy, and to make a long story short, before we clip out, because Dick of the Week, I guess I'm special for you guys. Before we clip out, they were like, you puke, like he had to pledge, and they would just call him puke, right? And finally they just all gathered around him, and he was like, they were like, are you a puke? And he's like, no, man, I'm fucking capital, whatever, right? And they were just like, yay, that's all they were waiting for. And he went through the whole fucking ordeal. And he could tell me a lot about it, like why and what they do. You know, he didn't go through a particular serious hazing and shit. But yeah, also then did 2 tours in Iraq as a fist. So fuck off, Adam Carolla. Talking about shit you don't know anything about with a talking fucking monkey sitting next to you. Right?
And he's just like,
TJ Miller, you're just
he's dropped the mic. He's like, I am so fucking hilarious.
doesn't know where to stand. He's high as shit, probably allegedly. I mean, I don't know. I'm just making an assessment. One shithead to another. Hey, we're gonna be back in a moment.
One stone
But
person.
before we do, look, stone shit. Look, hey, Hope Craft CBDs, Jackson Tyne and Tammy Tyne are out in Crawford Branch, Colorado, constantly working on improving the sustainability of their farms. They care about the environment. They care about climate change. Most of all, care about you.
And not lube, apparently. Jackson, Tammy. Hubcraft CBDs is more than 11 years in the making. They make salves, tinctures, and massage oil, and they make this really good candy that TJ Miller, maybe next time you go on stage, have one of these on board because they will mellow out your high.
Yeah.
They will cut the sativa.
It partially shuts me up.
Partially
For a short time. But then it cures what ails you.
Yes.
It's not snake oil. It's proven fact that CBDs can help you mellow you out. little harsher
balance
now.
you out and
Balance
help
out.
you sleep.
Yep.
Visit hopext.com. That's hopext.com.
Enter promo code STFUJ for up to 30% off and tell them to make with lube, dog treats, and bubble gum. Because I want to blow bubbles. We'll be back in a moment with Dick of the Week, which is, of course, awesome. Always can't wait to get to that. But Dick of the Week. Watch this shit. And the only thing I find out with this segment problematic on your show is that it's problematic. And it sucks. And I didn't hear any laughing. It's like watching Big Bang Theory without the laugh track.
I heard some laughter, but I
wasn't there crowds.
I have a
yeah.
feeling it was flashed up on the screen. Like,
Right.
dudes, we're being recorded.
And we heard
Laugh.
booze when they were talking about Latin people and shit like that. No. So, hey, give us your opinion here. Check us out at nothingyetgroup@gmail.com. If you have any show ideas or you want to get back to us, you can hit us up on Messenger or hit us live on YouTube. We'll be back in a moment. I am the Jay Tyler.
I am your Miss Parker.
This
Is Nothing Yet Live.